Anyone watching now is just watching it in the playback because there's nobody here yet. But we're going to get situated. Happy New Year's Eve. Or maybe it'll be New Year's Day or even further down the road by the time you're watching this. But either way, I hope 2025 treats you well. And I hope that you were able to accrue some valuable, happy memories from 2024 as well. I don't know about you guys. It was a bit of a tough year for me. But sometimes the toughest years end up being the best years in a way. So Happy New Year's Eve. Getting ready for Happy New Year's, whoever it is that's watching. It says somebody is out there watching. I do give one free reading at the beginning of each live stream. So whoever gets here and claims it, ideally someone who hasn't claimed it before. And that just helps us to get the ball rolling. And we can also just have some little chit chat. Hello, Jaded Kate. I don't think you've had the free reading before, so if you wanted to go ahead and get a free 10-minute reading, you can do that. Let me get my timer out now that has crossed my mind. Yeah, of course. Let me get my timer up so it can give you the 10 minutes, so you can take a moment while I'm up. I need to get an egg timer, but I'm using my old phone. I just need to start this old BITCH up. This is an old little mofo right here. I mean, even my new phone is an old phone. Hello, Dorindra. Yes, any question, you can go ahead, but just give me a moment to get my timer up here. I'm doing one free reading, which Jaded Kate has already claimed. If you want to hang around, I can give you like a free one card reading. But yeah, at the beginning of each live stream, I do one free 10-minute reading. But after that, it's paid readings. But it is New Year's Eve, so Dorindra, since you asked kind of around the same time as Jaded Kate, if you're still here when I'm done with her reading, I'll just give you a free question and I'll answer it. You know, not the full 10 minutes though. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to charge this. This is why I need to get an egg timer for this, because this phone has to be charged just to be a timer. Okay. All right, go ahead and post your question, Jaded Kate. I've got my timer up here and ready. Well, maybe. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, tomorrow is my family New Year get-together, but I'm wondering the best option, to go or not go. There is a reason why I even almost didn't go to Christmas celebration this year either. I understand family issues for sure. I was not with my family this year. Okay, so let me just pull cards for each option and kind of see what the energy is for you if you choose to go, and then what the energy is if you choose not to go. So we can kind of compare with those energies. So what is the energy for Jaded Kate if she goes to this family gathering? Okay. And what is it if she doesn't go? Okay. So I will say the energy of not going feels better, but I'll show you the cards. So this is if you do go. We have the 9 of Swords, the 7 of Cups, and the 6 of Swords. So it does feel a little bit stressful. It feels like anxiety-inducing. What I also feel here with the Seven of Cups is it's kind of confusing, and especially followed by the Six of Swords. It almost feels like, okay, maybe there are moments when you're like, my family's being really toxic, and then there are other moments where it's confusing, and it's like, well, it seems like my family actually want to make peace and play nice, but it's like, to be like, it creates this almost like, you know, schism in the mind of like, okay, which is true? Are they toxic and I can't trust them? Or do they really want to heal this and make peace? It's like, you know what I mean? It's hard to really know where you stand with them. That's the kind of feeling I get here if you do go. Now, if you don't go, the energy is the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Swords. So I would say basically with especially with these two kings, it makes me feel like you are asserting your own right to live your life on your own terms. You are the master of your domain. You are choosing the life that you want, and you're kind of like choosing a life of freedom and not really feeling bad about it also. So that's what I get, is the difference here. I don't know if you wanted to ask any further questions. I can just see what else your spirit guides have to say about the family situation. We've got 7-ish minutes left, so you can ask other things during the reading as well if you'd like. For anyone else watching who wants to purchase a reading, it's $5 via SuperChat or SuperSticker for 10-minute reading. And also, oh, I've got exciting news. Well, I'm waiting for Jaded Kate to see if she wants to ask anything else. I've got exciting news. My new Pick a Card channel, this is in the description box, and I also just made a community post about it. It's coming out, it's premiering tomorrow, January 1st at 11:11. It's going to be a new Pick a Card channel. There will be 3 Pick a Card videos that come out every week. I've already got 6 weeks of content recorded and scheduled to go out. So there's always going to be something new coming out. And yeah, so the link to my channel, it's called Luna by Gabby Turner. I've got 1 subscriber so far, which is myself. So you can help me out there if you like my Pick a Card content. That's where all of the new Pick a Card content will be. All right. Jaded Kate says, if I choose not to go, how will my parents feel about me not going? Okay, so I pulled, I'm assuming your parents are a mom and a dad. Sometimes that's not it, but that's how I've pulled it. So for mom, I get the Death card and the Hanged Man reversed. It definitely has a strong impact, I would say, on her with the Death card. But with the Hanged Man reversed, it's like she doesn't really understand it. She has a lack of empathy, a lack of being able to put herself in your shoes and understand why. But what I also just kind of feel energetically is a kind of sense of acceptance here. Yeah, and I'm pulling the Ace of Swords, that I'm correct there. So it's like she accepts it for what it is. She does see it as a major turning point, that you do choose that. But she doesn't understand what... And it's almost, to me, with this Hangman reversed, it feels to me like she's refusing to. She doesn't really want to step into even that mental empathy. She would just rather be like, okay, well, that's what she chose to do. With your dad, I get the Empress and the 8 of Swords. I feel like, you know, your dad doesn't have any issue with it. I think he understands that you're needing to do what's best for you. That, like, he understands that maybe being there would cause some level of anxiety. And, you know, he loves you and appreciates you, I would say. And you're saying I don't have any issues with them. It's mostly others. So, yeah, I mean, I don't feel any ill will from your parents towards you either. Your dad seems to kind of understand that it would make you anxious to be there, and you're just managing your anxiety. Your mom doesn't really get it, and she doesn't really want to try to get it, but she has acceptance for your choice as well. That makes perfect sense, actually. All right. Well, I'm glad it helps. We've got like 4 minutes remaining. And then I'm going to get to Dorindra's reading, and then we'll get into the paid readings, hopefully. If not, we'll chit-chat a while and just celebrate New Year's Eve together. It's kind of nice not to be alone on New Year's Eve. I am such a loner, though, so actually I spend most of my time alone, and I do like being alone. But sometimes it's nice to connect with people, too. I'm not like a total antisocial person. Yeah, so you've got a few minutes. I know I've seen you on the channel before, Jaded Kate. Maybe I've seen you on earlier live streams. I don't think I've seen you on any of the more recent live streams I've done. But you're free to go ahead and ask other questions. You can even ask about other topics. We've got 3 minutes left, so that does give me time to answer something else if you've got something you want to ask about. I kind of like doing these readings where people get 10 minutes at a time because it's a little bit more relaxed. Feels more relaxed somehow to me. I don't know. Should I make alternate plans with my male cousin afterwards? He does try to reach out. Okay. Okay, with the male cousin, should she make alternate plans with him? I'm getting a yes, but there's something more to the story here, because even when I was shuffling, I saw the Tower card and the Ten of Swords. And then when I pulled, I get the Tower card as well, reversed, which represents you. And then he is the Chariot, and the energy between the two of you all is the Fool card. So I don't know, like, I mean, the answer is yes, that you should. I do feel like the Chariot card is a great card to come through for a family member because it is related to the sign of Cancer, which is the sign of our closest family and loved ones and how we connect to them. So, but I kind of feel like he's maybe a little bit oblivious. Either he's oblivious to whatever this drama is that makes you want to avoid the gathering, or he would prefer to pretend to be anonymous. And I kind of feel like if you do hang out with him, it's almost going to be like this pink elephant in the room for you with the Tower card reversed. It's like, do I bring it up? Do I not bring it up? Should she bring it up to him? I mean, I feel like the answer is maybe not to bring up the issues or the drama that you're having with other people, but does he know about the drama? Okay, he does know, but I feel like he wants to avoid it. And he wants to avoid it, and to be honest, it just wouldn't be a good idea to bring up this topic to him. So why is it that they should make alternate plans then? Because he does love and care about you, and it's almost like it feels like you would regret it if you don't. So yeah, make plans with him. No need to discuss the drama with that you're having with others, and understand that he does love you. Yeah. And you would regret it, I think, if you didn't. Okay, so the timer is going off right now. Can you all hear the timer when it goes off? Okay. All right, thank you, Jaded Kate. And then Dorindra, are you still here? I'll just do a quick reading for you. And then, perfect timing, yeah. Yeah, we can get a lot of answers in 10 minutes. It's a good value, $5. I don't know if Dorindra is still here or not. I think Dorindra left. Well, guys, how would you describe your 2024 as it's coming to a close? I do pop on the channel every now and again, but I'm from Europe, so sometimes it's not my time zone or I'm working. That's understandable. What time is it there, by the way, right now? Like here it is almost 4 p.m., 4 in the afternoon. I'm Eastern Standard Time, which is the same as New York City time zone, although I'm nowhere near New York, but I'm, parallel. Almost 10 p.m. Okay, I get it. Quite a bit later. 6 hours difference. You see how I'm flexing my math skills. Yes. Which part of Europe are you in? Unless you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer, but Belgium. Okay, that's cool. I used to be on this website called Couch Surfers, and I had someone from Belgium come stay with me. She was going to school in Belgium. I don't know if that's where she was originally from or not. But she came to visit me in Lexington, Kentucky, and she felt like some of the buildings here, or the way that things were here, seemed sort of European. I don't know. I think there are parts of America that are definitely more American looking, and then others that maybe, I mean, obviously we have a strong European influence because we have so many immigrants from various parts of Europe, but yeah, I live in Kentucky. Is Kentucky cool to you? The Queen of England used to come to the Kentucky Derby. She was a big horse racing fan, apparently. I'm guessing she made some really big bets as well. Can you imagine? People don't watch horse racing just to see who wins. It's usually what they're doing is they're gambling. I'm just putting it out there. Also, part of the reason I think she gambled is because if you go to Frankfort, Kentucky, which is the capital, it's not where the Derby is held, but it is the capital. There is a Lloyd's of London there, which is an English financial institution. I'm assuming that she had to have some sort of banking facility here in order to make such large. These are just assumptions, guys. I'm just like adding, the math is not mathing why there would need to be a Lloyd's of London in Frankfort, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just wondering if maybe she was making some big bets when she was here, and if so, there would have needed to be some sort of financial institution to process those types of transactions. But oh, the brown. Oh, you've heard of the hot brown? Yeah, the hot browns are great. I've only had a mint julep once in my life. Actually, a friend of mine from Tennessee made it for me. But it was pretty good. I don't know. I like mints. I don't drink a lot. I'm not much of a drinker. And currently I'm sober, so I'm not really planning to drink ever again. But when I did drink, I was more of a beer person. It's the east part of the USA, so maybe still lots of old buildings that are familiar to us. Yeah, it could just be the style. It's still even the newer buildings like still use some of those older styles, I guess, architectural styles. Yes, the hot brown sandwich. That is a great sandwich, especially if you like cheese and bacon. And tomatoes. There's tomato on it too. We have some really good tomatoes in Kentucky if you can get some nice fresh garden tomatoes versus the ones that have traveled, hundreds of miles to get to the grocery stores. They taste so much better. Yeah, but thank you for stopping in from Belgium. This woman who stayed with me, she was really sweet. Again, she was a student in Belgium, and I'm feeling like she was actually originally from somewhere else. But she came here for some sort of conference, and so she stayed with me through couch surfing, which is this website where, you know, you can host people for free. You can be hosted by other people for free. I don't know if it still exists, but it just makes traveling, it's kind of like a cheap way to travel and be hosted when, or like, you know, just to connect with people from different places, I guess. Happy New Year, Deschart. I hope you were doing well. I knew that movie Hunger Games and Jennifer Lawrence, oh, and Josh Hutcherson are both from Kentucky, and that's how I know the Hot Brown. Oh, okay, yeah. Yep, I think Jennifer Lawrence is from Louisville, which is specifically in Kentucky where the Hot Brown is from. And Josh Hutcherson, was he in that movie Hunger Games as well? I'm not placing him as well. But yeah, George Clooney is from Lexington, Kentucky, and his aunt Rosemary Clooney is known for her music. Johnny Depp is from Kentucky. He's from Owensboro, I think, or Owensville. I think it's Owensboro. I always forget. But his mom is from Eastern Kentucky, which is where I'm from. Eastern Kentucky is like poor Appalachian people. That's our culture. So anyways, Muhammad Ali is from Kentucky. I think also Louisville. And Billy Ray Cyrus is from Kentucky. The Judds, all of them. Winona, Ashley, Naomi, they're all from Kentucky. Crystal Gale and Loretta Lynn, who I have a shirt that I wear sometimes because I went out to the Loretta Lynn home place, which is actually the Loretta Lynn and Crystal Gale home place because they're sisters. The Appalachian Trail. I also love that movie, Happiness for Beginners. I don't know of that. I've never heard of it. Does that have something to do with Kentucky? Deschart, what is, oh, is that a penguin? That's cute. I think the Appalachian Trail goes through Kentucky. It's a very long, so the Appalachian mountain range extends from Pennsylvania at the northernmost point down to Georgia at the southernmost point. So I do think it goes through Kentucky, but Appalachia, obviously the Appalachian culture comes from people who live in and around the Appalachian mountain range, which it's a very old mountain range. So the mountains, even the highest mountains in the Appalachians, are not all that tall because I guess over time the mountains erode and they get shorter. Versus like if you go out to Colorado where the Rockies are, like that is a mountain. Or even the Smoky Mountains, which are more like in Tennessee and North Carolina, they're even much bigger than the Appalachian. Most of the Appalachians are really just big hills. Like where I come from, it's very hilly. They're really big hills. But you wouldn't look at them and think mountain necessarily. Some places maybe, but maybe that's why we're called hillbillies also, because we live in the hills. Belgium has no mountains, only tiny hills. Yeah. So is it mostly kind of flat there? Oh, it's hiking and they trek across the Appalachian Trail. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've met a lot of people who either have traveled the Appalachian Trail or want to. For me, I'm a hiking like beginner level. Like if I hike, I do like a very easy you know, like I don't want to be hiking for longer than like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? If that. I like hiking, but I just like baby hikes. We'll call it that. I like baby hikes. So I don't really want to be hiking in that way, but I respect it. I respect it for sure. The people who want to get out there and like, dang. There's another pretty long trail that runs through close to where I grew up. It's called the Sheltawi Trace. Now, I was hiking on that trail one day and I saw a snake and it scared me to death. I don't think that the Sheltawi Trace, I don't think is quite as long as the Appalachian Trail, but it is like a very, very, very long trail as well. But anyway, I was just hiking a short piece of it, but I was walking along with my head in the clouds, like not looking where I was stepping, and then all of a sudden I hear this like this snake was very mad that I was about to step on it because it was in the middle of the trail and I wasn't watching where I was going. And I'm glad that it hissed, otherwise I would have stepped on it. But it was very scary because I looked down and it was like reared back, you know, like ready to strike. You know what they do? They like pull back like this to prepare to strike. That's what it was doing. It was very terrifying. Like I had never tasted adrenaline. It tastes like metallic. The adrenaline was just like, whoosh. I jump over to this side of the trail and this was not a rattlesnake. I can't remember. It was a sort of bluish snake, and I looked it up later and I kind of figured out what snake it was. I don't think it was actually a poisonous snake or a rattlesnake, but it was vibrating in some kind of way that made it sounded like there were other snakes in the leaves around. That's what, it was terrifying. I was like, are there other snakes? Because it was vibrating somehow to make this noise. So then eventually the snake lowers its head and it slithers away in the other direction. And then I went back to my car and I was just like, oh my God. So I have not been back out there again. That was really scary. I wouldn't want to live in Australia. Yeah. Oh, really? 2025 is the year of the snake? I did not know that. What was, I think this was the year of the rat, wasn't it? 2024. Yeah, lots of scary wildlife in Australia. Is that why? Oh, it was the year of the dragon. Okay. I get confused. Belgium also has no snakes or dangerous animals. We just have a viper in nature areas in the south. Well, I don't know. Maybe nobody wants to order a personal reading, but that's okay. We can still just hang out. So 2024 was dragon. I do feel like I remember that 2023 was the rabbit. Am I right about that one? Hello, Rach. It's good to see you. Happy New Year as well. Yeah, I was born in the year of the monkey. I think it's either a metal monkey or a wood monkey, 1980. But I could be wrong. I don't know that much about the Chinese zodiac, but I do know that it's more complex than what most people realize. It actually is kind of pretty intricate when you get into the pattern that it weaves and stuff, but you're the year of the dog. Yeah. I usually try to pay attention to what in numerology, what is my personal year number going to be and whatnot. This was a 3-year, which is supposed to be a creative year. I did write a lot of poetry, so I'm like, I guess there's that. But like, I feel like what's most notable about 2024 for me is that it's been a real year of kind of hardship and limitation and like going through especially difficult times. So that doesn't really vibe with the personal year 3, although maybe that inspired me to write more poetry. I don't know. I don't know. But I did write some good poems. So 2025 is a personal year 4 for me because I'm a life path 4. And I don't know, we'll see what. I love poems too. It brought you fodder. Yeah, I guess it did. I guess so. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say. I'm thinking I might try writing more often, not poetry, but more of creative nonfiction. Without necessarily, I mean, I have an idea of where I want it to go, but more just like, writing is therapeutic. Just to have something to do other than like playing games on my phone to pass the time, right? I could do something that's a little bit more healing. I always confuse the birth date number with the name number. Birth date number is 4 and my name number is 22. That's cool. Yeah, the birth date number is the life path number. Yes, 22 is a master number. That is correct. What's the biggest lesson you learned this year that you will be sure to not repeat? Oh, be sure to not repeat. I don't know. I mean, the whole year has been a lesson in how to navigate extreme anxiety. But what I've most learned from that is it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Because I would get to a point where I felt better with the anxiety and I was taking life in stride, and then there would be a setback. And, so it's like an ebb and a flow, and maybe, not judging myself for that, understanding that it's okay. Something that I would not repeat. I don't know. Do you have one, Rach? Something that you would not repeat? I mean, I'm never going to speak to my sister again. No, I don't know. I did speak to her recently because my dad was in the hospital, and when I was visiting there, she showed up. I never thought that I would speak to her again, but I'm never going to have a relationship with her again. I'll say that. Chasing in love. Yeah. Well, that's a good one. One for me is like not accepting less than I deserve in romantic situations, or like not allowing myself to be pressured to go faster. That happened to me this summer. I don't really want to go into the details, but I'm 40. I'm 44. I was 43 when this happened. I'm just like, really? This person is going to like do the whole teenage thing where you like pressure your person, He was only a couple years younger than me, so I mean, he is a full-grown adult. I guess it's just how men are. And recently I had another guy do it. And you know what? I did learn the lesson, because with this recent guy wanting to make things physical more quickly than I wanted, basically, I was just like, no. I was like, you know what? We can be friends first and get to know each other. Like, I would like to get to know you first, and then I thought we were becoming friends, and then I don't know. It's like after a few times, he just started ghosting me. So it's like, I guess that's what he wanted. He just wanted what he wanted. I don't know. Like, I'm just like, I'm too old for that. Oh, your dad is in the hospital and your sister and you fought right before it. I am sorry about that. Romance is non-existent for me. It is for me right now too. I mean, I'm almost usually, there's at least someone. I don't know if it's just like, I try to keep the flame in my heart alive at some level. Like, there's usually at least someone who I'm like somewhat interested in. But is there anything actually happening? No. But at the same time, like, I'm so comfortable, not just in terms of romantic stuff, but like, even with friendships or family. Like, I do life on my own terms. I'm a very independent person. Like, I spend the vast majority of my time just alone. I mean, if you took out the time I spend interacting with clients, it's like I am so alone. It's like I interact with clients. I do these live streams sometimes, and like I go to the grocery store and you have to interact there, or like when I talk to my therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not. I don't socialize. um, I don't know. I used to be more social, and it just works in my interest better now not to be, I guess. But you have a cat who cuddles you. That's good. What is your cat's name? Hello, Frog. How are you doing? You hope that I'll talk to my sister again someday? That is weird. Casper. That's a cute name, Casper with a K. Why do you want me to talk to my sister again? I will never trust my sister. Like, I have posted videos of earlier this year about all of this. I'm not going to explain it in this live stream, but my sister does not deserve my trust. And when you've known someone literally your entire life and have been betrayed, and it's not just one thing, it's like, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, I had already gotten to the point where I could see where she was, who she actually was a few years ago. She's an abusive mother. And I had to get to the point of not being able to unsee that. And, she tried to shut me up. She tried to get me institutionalized in order to shut me up because I had spoken out about her abusive behavior. I'm just going to leave it at that. Like, I am pretty sure she is a psychopath, and psychopaths are very manipulative people. So yeah, I mean, I know that it's not in my best interest to have anything to do with her. And I have to keep knowing that, because it is tempting. Like, she's the only sister that I have. I don't have any brothers either. Like, she's my only sibling. And yeah, it's tough when you're not seeing eye to eye with family, or, have to create boundaries. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think she wants me back in her life either, because she knows that I can't unsee it now. Like, she can't manipulate me like she used to. So it's not in her best interest to have me in her life. But like, she exploits people constantly, and she gets people to do everything for her. Whereas I'm very independent. I do everything for myself, you know. She has people to do everything for her. When she was in the hospital years ago, she broke her foot and then she got out. She literally, she wanted me to wipe her butt for her. I cannot make this up. I'm like, your arms still work. Like, it was like she did not feel like she was supposed to have to do anything for herself because she had broken her foot. Why did she break her foot? Because she was driving under the influence of synthetic marijuana. And then instead of using the regular wheelchair to heal and get back to the point of walking, she manipulated her doctor, who didn't want to do this. She manipulated her doctor into prescribing her one of those electric wheelchairs so that she wouldn't have to walk again. The point of healing from a broken foot is that you get back to walking. She could walk before this, right? She should have been able to walk after her foot healed. But she told me, she's like, I went to my doctor. I wanted her to prescribe this electric wheelchair so that her insurance would pay for it, right? The doctor didn't want to because the doctor was like concerned, like, well, if I prescribe that, then I'm afraid you're not going to keep walking at even the amount that you currently can, and you're going to backtrack in your healing process. And she was like, oh no, that's not going to happen. I told my doctor I would not do that. So what happened years later? I mean, I don't want to go into it, but like, and she has people just do everything for her. Like, literally will not go across the room to get herself a can of soda. Someone else has to do it. And I don't know. I mean, I do know, actually. She has many ways of exploiting people to get them to do things for her. But it's like, and I used to be one of them, and it's enabling. So, no, I don't want my sister in my life. I mean, it's sad. But having her in my life is not going to be not sad. I mean, it's just sad that it is what it is. So anyways. Yeah, enabling, I mean, I was enabling her. I was the one enabling. I mean, everyone was. And still is. I mean, she's still got plenty of people enabling her. Sometimes you just want to share love, empathy, and compassion, but some people take advantage, so you have to put up boundaries and self-preservation. Yeah. Yeah, I still am compassionate for my sister, but yeah, the boundaries have to be strong. For sure. And again, it's like, it's sad that someone you've known your whole life, like, I guess I had blinders on. Anyway. Yeah, I think we do often give family too much leeway. That is true. Okay, what's your question? About colors? I don't know. What do you want to know about colors? I don't know if I know either. Sometimes I have random knowledge that comes to me about things. I have a blog entry about the color lime green and what it means in the aura, just because that came to me, that information came to me, but I wouldn't say that I know a lot about colors just in generally. I've been drawn to the color iridescence, but not sure what it means. I don't know what it means either. What do your instincts tell you maybe that it means? Do you have any sort of initial like gut feeling maybe? Oh man. It's kind of like all the colors of the rainbow, which brings me to Rainbow Bridge or maybe an archangel. Maybe. I mean, the places, so there are places where you see iridescence in nature. You see them, I guess, on moth's wings. There's iridescence, maybe on certain gemstones. It does have a very mystical feel to it. Metatron, maybe. I really don't know. Oh yeah, soap bubbles also have iridescence, that's true. Yeah, it does give an energy sort of a connection to the other side. Maybe like the veil between the worlds in a way. Some sort of connection between the worlds. Oh, and yeah, angel aura quartz, that's true. It is iridescent. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, the lime green thing just kind of came to me intuitively, and sometimes I just share what comes to me. I'm like, this knowledge is passing through me for me to share. Maybe it's helpful, but iridescence, I don't really know. It's good that you've been able to connect with your ancestors. I'm just going to get a soda out of the back of my car. I thought I had one a little bit closer by, but I feel hungry. So I'm gonna eat some Triscuits and cheese, but I'll be right here. It'll take me like less than probably like 30 seconds or something. You'll see me getting in the back of the car. I'm sure it'll be very flattering to see. I'm back. Just gonna go to sleep. Tomorrow it's lunch at my parents' and gifts. And I'll probably head home. Those are nice plans. When I did go and spend time with my family, which is like my aunt and uncle who raised me, and their kids, and all of their kids' kids, and whatever, we usually celebrated Christmas on New Year's as well. But I'm kind of estranged with everybody, so. I usually go to bed before midnight, so I'm an early bird. I don't feel any need to stay up and do any of that. In case you all didn't hear it though, and this is in the description box as well, I have my new channel is premiering tomorrow with pick a card content. So that's where all my new pick a card content is going to be. And then my live streams will stay here. I hope the chat isn't stuck. I'm seeing the last comment that I'm seeing here is Jaded Kate saying, how about you, Rach? Oh, okay, Rach. I'm going to see Paula Poundstone early show in hopes to be home by 10:30. Oh, that's cool. She is very funny. Speaking of cats, I'm pretty sure she has cat jokes. Or maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know. I'm gonna have some cheese and crackers, guys. Well, usually on my live stream, by now I would have people ordering personal readings. I guess everyone's like busy celebrating. I thought maybe New Year's Eve people would want to know like, what's happening and what's happening for me in 2025? It's cool though. It's nice to just have a live stream that's more about chilling and talking. I have a comedian bucket list. She has cat jokes. So many smart female comedians out there that are underappreciated. That is true. Who else is on your bucket list, Rach? Margaret Cho. Do you tend to prefer female comedians? I've never heard of Ali Wong. I dated a guy once who could not stand female singers at all. Like a song would come on the radio, which aren't I mean, it has to be at least 50-50, but I think it's like more than 50% of singers are probably female. You know who I think is funny? Melissa Villaseñor. I don't know if she's still on SNL because I really haven't watched it late in a while, but she was on SNL. Maybe she still is. Yeah, he was a red flag in a multitude of ways. Yeah. So grateful that he is an ex. That was my last boyfriend, though, like a last actual relationship. That was like 2017 was when we ended things. But there have been a couple guys this year that I was involved with, which is more than usually happens. Well, like 3, I guess. Yeah, one of them basically, we never said that we were boyfriend and girlfriend, but to be honest, it kind of felt like that. But I broke up with him, and I have not, it took me a long time. Like, I tried to break up with him a few times, and he would pull me back in, which is what my ex-husband would do back in the day. And then finally, when I finally got to the point where I was over it, I was just over it. Like, I don't miss him at all. Like, I wish him the best, but it's like, dude, he just wanted me to do everything for him. And I'm like, you're not understanding what situation I'm at in my life right now? And you just think I'm supposed to make everything in your life easy? I guess I have to self-reflect about, like, why am I attracting that? I love concerts too, but since COVID, finding more of a need to laugh. That makes sense. That makes total sense. I guess, again, due to my introversion, I'm not much of a concert person or a comedy show person, but I like to watch concerts sometimes online, like watch concert footage or whatever. Love the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I don't really go to concerts. Funny that you would say that. I think that's one of the things that the Red Hot Chili Peppers are known for, is that it's like just a standing room only or whatever. Yeah, I do like having a seat. I have to say that. I don't like standing for long periods of time. I'm lazy. We saw them back in the day. They're very talented. They have such a unique sound, and I mean, I think they're basically all geniuses. They're all their own type of genius, you know? Mm. It's been so long that I've been to a concert. I don't even know what it would be. Like, I went to concerts sometimes in my 20s just because I was involved with a group of friends who would go out a lot. And these were like usually like small indie, like hipster type bands. So like a big concert venue concert, I don't think I've ever necessarily been to one of those. When I was in high school, one of my friends took a group of us out for her birthday to a concert. It was Taylor Dane, who she had a kind of popularity back in the day, but she was like, she sang this song like, I'll always love you for the rest of my days. That's her most popular song. But even by the time we did this concert, which was at, I think it's called the Mountain Arts Center, she was kind of like post, she had come down from her, the height of her fame, you know. But, you know, it was a good concert. Like, that's, I mean, the Mountain Arts Center is not like a huge venue either, but, so yeah. Hello. Well, hello, Dane. You're ordering a reading. What did you want to ask about? Yes, I am still taking questions. I'm sorry I didn't see that. I'm eating my cheese and crackers, and it's been like a whole hour. Nobody has purchased one, so kind of just assumed it wasn't going to happen. No, I have not heard the Tig Notaro jokes about Taylor Dane. I'm sure they're funny. I don't know a lot about Taylor Dane personally. I just know I went to that concert. It was good. And that's her most popular song, but Dane and Taylor Dane, yeah, that is funny. Aha! I knew somebody would ask that, Dane. Okay. All right, I'm going to shuffle first, Dane, before I start the timer. That way you'll have as much time as possible. I'll have to look that up. Tig Notaro, Taylor Dane. Okay. Okay, so what does 2025 look like for Dane? Okay, well, the first card we get is the Five of Pentacles. So I would say that this is a year that is going to test you a little bit, because the Five of Pentacles is a card of hardship and limited resources, but it's followed by the Ace of Wands. So it's almost like, you know, sometimes we don't get what we want in life, and it actually ends up inspiring us to do more or to try an avenue that we normally wouldn't. You know, like if you're driving down the road and there's a detour, you had intended on going in this direction, but now there's a detour. Normally you wouldn't have taken this other route in life. So I do feel like life is rerouting you in 2025, but it's through some sort of perceived hardship or limitation where, okay, life isn't going the way that I expected. It feels tough, but it's forcing me to think outside of the box, right? And it does feel with, well, good night, Jaded. Yeah, it's pretty late where you are. I hope you have a great slumber tonight as you ring in the new year. But yeah, it seems, Dane, like it's like there's an aha moment that is born of this difficulty. Like it's forcing you to think of other ways to go about things. I do feel ultimately with the Ten of Cups, this is a year that is going to bring you a lot of happiness, but it's going to start off with the energy that I talked about. And this does feel more like January, February to me, where this hardship followed by a breakthrough comes. And then in spring, spring, it starts to look better. All right. So it's almost like spring, you know what spring symbolizes. The sun, it's getting warmer, there's more light, the flowers are starting to bloom, the trees are starting to bloom, all of that. I feel like that's almost like a metaphor for what your life is going to be like in 2025 when spring comes about. So March, April, you're feeling happier, you're feeling positive about things. This new path that you're choosing in life is starting to make sense to you, and the puzzle pieces are coming together a bit more. All right, so what about after that? Yeah, this is going to be a really successful year. I just feel like it's going to be a little bit of a harsh start, which I already mentioned, but like after that, beginning in March, April, things are looking better. You're feeling more positive. May, June rather, is a time of victory. Like you're getting two cards here in May and June, which are about securing victories, like going for the gold, so to speak. Like being very gung-ho about claiming victories and achievements. Succeeding. And I'm asking, like, succeeding in what? What area is Dane going to be getting these successes in? I feel like it's almost like inner peace. Like maybe you're just proving to yourself or even proving to others. We have the Hermit card and the Seven of Cups reversed, that you are intent on succeeding and finding inner peace. And yeah, learning how to be happy with yourself. Hello, Rach. Yeah. So it's a time of, I also feel like May and June, there's a lot of confidence. There's a lot of confidence in being your own person with that Hermit card kind of clarifying it. Kind of like, I don't have to live my life the way that other people expect me. I don't have to live my life with other people overpowering me either. So there's a strong sense of empowerment, confidence, and I'm going to claim my inner peace. All right, so what about July and August? So I feel like in July and August, and by the way, Dane, if you have any questions as we go along, you can go ahead and interject, but July and August, I get the Judgment card and the Moon card. I feel like you're going to be seeing something very clearly, and I think it is maybe about, it's like understanding something about the past, because the Moon harkens to the past. Like maybe especially this very harsh start to the year, you're going to start to understand it. In July and August, you'll start to understand more like why that had to happen. And like the past experience is going to be coming forward for you to make it make sense, right? Any sort of confusion about your past experiences. And it could even go much further than the beginning of the year with that harsh start. But it's like clearing up the confusion of my past, right? Getting more certain, getting more of a very strong understanding of what my past has been all about. And it's like when I ask to clarify that, I get the Two of Wands. So it's like that is needed in order for you to fuel up to continue to face the future. So from July, August forward, you become much more future oriented, and it's because you have understood all of what your past has meant to you up to date. The past, once understood, is fuel for the present moving into the future. I will say that again because I feel like that's an important part of the message. The past, once understood, is fuel that fuels the present going into the future. Okay, so that was July, August. What about September, October? September, October. So the feeling I'm getting in September and October is a sort of like, there is a sort of sullen mood over September and October, but it's a sullen mood that you can relish. So what would that mean? It's like being able to find the beauty in even sullen moments, you know. I really don't know how else to express it. Yes, unless some sort of technological glitch happens, this video should still be here, and so you should be able to still refer back to it. You know, if YouTube glitches or something like that, there's nothing I can do about it, but that's the only reason why it wouldn't still be here. So, and that's only happened to me once. So yeah, it should still be here. I won't be taking it down. So, but yeah, there's a sullen energy. We've got about a minute left, but I'm going to make sure I get through the whole year here. September, October, a sullen energy that you embrace. Like a beautiful sadness, maybe. A beautiful sadness. Yeah, when I ask to clarify, I get the Three of Swords. So there is something that's sort of sullen or moody. There's a song by Fiona Apple called Sullen Girl. I think that's what it's called. Sullen Girl, S-U-L-L-E-N. And it's kind of making me think of that vibe where we can find a, like, when you can make something beautiful out of something that is sad. To be able to appreciate even the sort of sadnesses of our life. That feels like the overall mood of September, October. So what about November and December? Whoops. So for November, we have the Nine of Swords. And then in December, we have the Four of Cups. So I do feel like there could be a lot of anxiety around this time of year as the year is coming to a close in 2025. Anxiety, and could be anxiety and a little bit of depression, or at least a sort of emotional numbness, which is one way that depression can present itself. But ironically, I do feel, the timer's going off, but I'm going to finish my message to you. Like there is a sort of anxiety and depression, but I feel like ironically, there's something strongly happening. There's something happening in your romantic life with the Lovers card. And I don't really feel like what's happening in your romantic life is causing the anxiety and depression. They might be connected at some level, because I feel like the romantic thing is making you happy. You're happy for the connection that you're experiencing with this person. But there's a lot of anxiety kicking in towards the end of the year. What's the guidance for that? I think this is something that I've had to learn with my own anxiety this year. With the Seven of Wands, it's kind of like you have to, when you're dealing with anxiety, especially if it's reoccurring, and this looks like it's going to, at least it's going to be for those 2 months, November and December, kind of a persistent anxiety, depression struggle. It is sometimes 2 steps forward and 1 step back dealing with that. I feel like your spirit guides are like wanting you to stay strong and like continue to work through it and to retrain your mind and your emotions to be able to see the silver lining even of difficult circumstances, to know that you deserve more than anxiety and depression, right? You deserve to be able to feel peaceful. You deserve to be able to feel optimistic, realistic, but optimistic, right? But it's also okay when we're not feeling okay. And I feel in November and December, that's going to be something that you need to accept as well. Like, it's okay if I take a step back and if I feel anxious and depressed, or if I'm having a hard time feeling positive, that is okay. So that's, unfortunately, that's kind of how you're closing out your year. Is there an overall message for Dane for 2025? We get the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like the overall message is holding your ground. Sometimes it's a major victory in life simply by not losing ground. And this is going to be a year, even though it starts off with like a very difficult hardship, you will still be able to hold your foundation, right? Overall, despite the setbacks at the beginning of the year and also the setbacks at the end of the year. You are, it's like I'm picturing someone standing on a surfboard and they're maintaining their standing on that surfboard. They're not getting knocked off the surfboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing a great job of maintaining your equilibrium this year despite difficulty. And that is something to be celebrated. Not every year is a year in which we make leaps and bounds forward in our life. And this year, I think it's like you're growing stronger. You're growing so much stronger this year, but it's strength through being able to withstand. The strength of being able to withstand especially difficult times. I struggle with OCD. This all makes sense. Yeah. Well, I hope that it is helpful. So that's what I'm getting for you, Dane. And I'm so glad to see you. I hope I'll see you again. And Rach, I see your reading here as well. What does sex and intimacy in relationships look like for me in 2025? All right. So let me shuffle real good for you. You're very welcome. What does sex and intimacy look like for Rach in 2025? I'm getting the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. To me, that's always like a really great confidence card. So I think you're going to feel confident. Okay. Okay, so the first card out is the Princess of Swords, the Devil card, and the Fool card. I kind of feel like you are swiping left. This makes me feel like swiping left. Hello, Ange. Okay, I'm going to have to make a list here so I don't forget. Who we've got in the lineup. But yeah, Rach, it feels like you're swiping left. It's like you are attracting people, but you're just like, we're going to get more of a message than just this. But it's kind of like, I feel a lot of times when I see the Devil card in this deck, it's like, I'm putting my own needs first. I'm putting my own interests in what I want first. Because this Devil is pointing to themselves. And then we have this Fool card, and the way the arms are as well, it's like swiping left, right? I mean, that may or may not be literally. I think it's on Tinder where you can swipe left. So you don't necessarily have to be on Tinder, but like, I'm using that metaphorically. You're like, that's a pass. Okay, I attracted you, but I'm like, I'm gonna pass here. Okay, so we have Rach, and then Ange, and then Rhoda. Hello, Rhoda. Okay, so Ange and Rhoda. So, yeah, so there are going to be a lot of options that you pass on. Okay. So what other than that? Like, other than the options that she passes on? Okay, we get the Emperor card, so this is good. Oh, and we get the Eight of Pentacles, which in this particular deck is very romantic looking. And the Ten of Pentacles. I do feel like there will be a significant person for you that you do not swipe left on. And this feels like a relationship. I mean, with all of this earth energy. And then the Emperor, which is telling me that this is someone who knows how to make a relationship happen with you, and will be invested in doing that. Someone who's probably going to be pursuing you. So which part of the year is she going to see this person becoming coming into her life? I'm going to break the year up into 4 quarters here. Okay, it does feel like it's coming at the end of the year. So first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, we have the Sun card. So that's major arcana. So that's when this person is coming in. So it's later in the year. So it does look to me like, you know, the year leading up to that would be more attracting people who you're swiping left on. You're like, nope, not what I'm looking for. Keeping my standards high, putting my own needs first. No, thank you. But we do have this person coming in towards the end of the year. Now, if you want to interject at any moment, I know your original question was about sexual intimacy. I have not gotten anything so far that seems specifically about sex. I mean, I don't know what you want me to look into. Like, if you want me to ask, is she going to have sex with any of these people before she swipes left? I mean, if you want to know something like that, I will be glad to ask. But I also don't want to be invasive unless I know for sure that that's what you want to ask. There was the Devil card. I mean, the Devil card can indicate sex, so it could be, like, if it's something that you're interested in, maybe you would have sex with them and then based on that decide that you want to swipe left. Otherwise, it feels like just you're right off the bat, you're like, no, you're not what I'm looking for. So is there anything else that you want Rach to know about this person who's coming up at the end of the year? I feel like this is a family-oriented person because they're represented by the Chariot card. And this is definitely someone who is relationship goals and also who's seeking a relationship with the right person. I feel a very sensible energy to them. This is someone who has a good head on their shoulders. They're very sensible. They're very grounded, very solid. I'm feeling like this person has more of a reddish brown tint to their skin. So I don't know what that means. Like, could be reddish brown undertones to their skin, or I feel that their complexion is somewhat darker than yours, Rach. Well, this person's really into you. We get the Moon card and the Two of Cups. I feel like you are kind of the type of woman that they've always been looking for. Yeah. This person is finding you very hot, Rach. They're very, very hot, but it's like you feel like home to them. Oh my. Yeah, this person is very hot for you. Rach, I don't know if you're still here. I'm not hearing you, but so yeah, like last quarter of the year, which would be the last 3 months, right? Is when this person is going to enter in. They're going to be super hot for you, but it's like because they remind you of home, or that you remind them of home, or what is a better way of looking at it, spirit guides? I just feel like you're the type of person they've always been looking for. And then when they meet you, they know. Oh, that's okay. I just want to make sure that you get all of your questions answered. But yeah, it's like when they meet you, they're like, be still my heart. Did they already know what they were looking for before they meet Rach? Yes. Yeah, they knew exactly what they were looking for in a woman before they meet you, and then when they meet you, they're like, okay, she's checking every box of what I was looking for. I need look no further. 7 of Pentacles reversed. What's the advice to Rach in 2025? In the first part of the year when she's swiping left, the 10 of Cups, I feel like they're saying like, like allow yourself to be happy and appreciate the moment for what it is, right? This woman is alone. She's single, but she's surrounded by 10 cups. So they're saying like every phase of our life brings its own sort of emotional fulfillment. So allow yourself to feel the emotional fulfillment of still being single and wise enough to swipe left when it feels like you need to swipe left. And what about when this person comes in the last part of the year? What's your advice? The Temperance card. So it's like kind of a similar message, but like we see this sun coming in and warming her up. It's like allow yourself to lean into the happiness of this newly emerging phase in your life as well. I do personally always see the Temperance card as a sort of building of a relationship. Well, depending on what's being asked, but because we're asking about romance. Because the Temperance is about building a strong bond with someone. It's experiencing life with someone. And when we temper metal, you're taking 2 different metals and you're forging them together. That's what tempering means. And then you create a strong bond. So I feel like they want you to understand that the journey with this person will be one in which a strong bond is formed. I do also feel like with this person, there's going to be a lot of freedom for you. We have the Temperance, which is a Sagittarius card. We also have the Queen of Wands, which is related to all of the fire signs, including Sagittarius, but it's like you're swiping left already. I understand. But yeah, there's something here like this relationship is going to allow you to be uninhibited. Like you can be your real self. You don't have to, I don't know, you don't have to be anyone other than yourself. It's very freeing. It's very refreshing. Yeah, because sometimes we try to like stuff ourselves into a box or be who we think that a potential partner needs or wants us to be, rather than just saying, you know what, I am who I am. And if that's who you like, then great. But like otherwise, like I can't contort myself. So this is very freeing in this sense. Hello to everybody watching. We've got 8 people watching right now. So yeah, I hope that answered everything, Rach. Let's see here. Already swiping left, even before the year has started. All right. So next we've got Ange. And then Rhoda. So Ange, are you here? You're saying, what will happen in the future regarding the new family that I met over this Christmas? Hello. So you met a new family over Christmas, and I'm trying to heart your message. I was hearting it so that it would alert you if you happen to not be in the stream right now. Okay. The new family that you met. What do you mean new family? I guess I need a little bit of context about what... I haven't started the timer yet. I'm just trying to... I want to understand the question a little bit better. Yeah, I'm doing Ange's right now, and yours is next, Rhoda. I'm trying to understand what... Okay. Well, let me go ahead and just start. Maybe I'll just read it cold. It might be that that's better anyway. So what's the energy between Ange and this new family? Okay. A family that is extending themselves to you. Okay, so you are represented by the Strength card. The shared energy is the Queen of Pentacles, and then the energy of this family is the Seven of Swords, which is not really speaking well to them. And when I clarify, I get the Seven of Wands. I don't know, like, I feel like this family has some issues. Maybe issues that they're trying to sweep under the rug. To me, these two cards, these are the two cards that represent this family, Ange. And it's like, we've got issues. We try to pretend like we don't. Like, this could be a family that kind of tries to present themselves almost like we're the perfect family, but they're sweeping a lot under the rug. There's a lot of skeletons in the closet type of an energy. So that's just who they are overall. The shared energy is the Queen of Pentacles. So whatever they're doing to extend themselves to you, and your reason for coming into it as well, is maybe like looking for security, looking for substance. But, you know, you've got a certain glow to you. And I feel like this is maybe why this family gravitated towards you, but you're coming through as the Strength card. You're very strong. You're empowered. I would say that you don't necessarily need this family to be extending themselves to you, because whatever it is they're offering, you already have enough strength on your own that you don't need it. Yeah, and it's clarified by the Empress. Yeah, I mean, you don't need anything from them. Like, you're fully capable of meeting your needs. They're not really offering you anything of value, but you're coming to the table with like oodles and oodles of value, right? You're much more of a benefit to them than they are of you. And I don't know if, I don't really feel like everyone in this family is fishy or anything like that, but it's like they don't have a great energy here with the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands. I think that a lot of the people in this family, like they might want to portray an image of like, we're a very close-knit, happy family, but I don't think that's the case with the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of people within this family actually feel very alone from each other. It's almost like they don't even know each other very well, but they would like to put forward the facade of being a tight family unit. And I think that what you bring to the table for them is almost like, maybe they're looking for someone outside of the family, whether they're consciously aware of this or not, like to be a sort of catalyst for the family members to grow closer together. In psychological terms, this is called triangulating. When we have an outside person that creates a triangle to take on the issues of the other people. So the members of this family need someone outside of the family in order to play off of, in order to forge a stronger family unit or something. So, okay, so, and anyway, that's what's going on with them. Hey, Rach, I will definitely answer your other questions, because I know you always throw in extra money. But I want to get Angie's message out first. Yeah, so is this family more good for Ange or more bad for Ange? Well, despite everything that I've said, they are more good for you than bad, because the Queen of Swords here, but it is in reverse. And what I kind of feel from this is like, this family is good for you, but they're good for you as long as you have a good head on your shoulders and you keep a strong awareness and you keep the necessary boundaries in place. But yeah, there can be emotional benefits. Like, I definitely feel like you can form, friendships with this family, with the Page of Cups here, that are beneficial. Maybe you can have like good, exciting experiences, or they could, do fun activities together, maybe with this Ace of Wands. But I just feel like you have to have a good head on your shoulders and understand the situation for what it is and not get pulled into certain family dynamics that are not yours. Okay, what will happen in the future? Like, will we get along, or will there be fights for me coming from them? What will be happening in the future? Okay. So when I ask if you're going to be getting along in the future, I do get a no. Yeah, and I feel like it's because if you don't have these strong boundaries, these people are going to expect too much from you, because you're the one who's coming to the table with all of the value. And here they are, the Empress reversed, which is meaning they want all of that value, but they don't have it, so they're seeking it from you. And then you are the Six of Pentacles reversed. You're giving too much. It's not in balance. So yeah, there is definitely, so when I asked, is this family good for you or not? They are good for you in a way, but it's good for you if you can learn to have strong boundaries. And I feel like that's the lesson. So even if you don't learn the strong boundaries, which it kind of looks like you might not, and it might end up causing arguments because of it, the reason you met this family is to learn strong boundaries. It's a lesson in establishing boundaries. It's a lesson in knowing, this is my problem, this is my issue, and this is yours. But yeah, I do feel like there are going to be arguments, especially if you don't understand those boundaries. Yeah, you're saying okay, so I'm assuming that makes sense. But yeah, your spirit guides really want you to know that you're the one bringing the value to the table here. Yeah, they strongly want you to know that, because you may not see it that way, and they may not see it that way either. They may not want you to see it that way. They may want you to feel like, we're doing something great for you. You should be so appreciative. But, yeah, anyway, we've got about 2 minutes left. I don't know, Ange, if you had anything else to ask. Anything else she needs to know about this family? You know, I feel like this family wants to have good intentions with you. And, you know, despite the fact that this is a family that sweeps things under the rugs, like I said before, one of the things they like about you is that they have a feeling that with you, they don't have to sweep things under the rug. And they really appreciate you for that. It's like you allow them the opportunity to be a little bit more authentic than they normally are, because they feel that you don't judge them. Hello, Mara. I'll add you to the list. You're going to be after Rhoda. And then I do need to answer some questions from Rach that we didn't get to, because she did pay extra. And you're welcome, Ange. Let's see, we've got Mara after Rhoda. All right, so the timer's about to go off. Okay, so Rach, let me see real quickly what you were asking. Okay, do you already know them? Okay, first you wanted to know, are you going to be sexually intimate with any of these people before you swipe left? So we'll answer that first. Is she going to be? Yes, well, we get a strong yes. All of the cards are upright. And then the Justice card upright in and of itself is a yes. So it's a pretty strong yes. So I do feel like you will be, especially with the moon, spending the night with some of these folks. And yeah, and then afterwards kind of like, there is a feeling of regret or like, that just wasn't right for me. Is it, yeah, is it more than one or is it just one person? Yeah, with more than one. And then for the one at the end of the year, that feels like a relationship will come of it. Does she already know this person? So I'm getting a no. But I do feel like they're your type, or they're a type. You won't be, when you meet them, there will be an initial attraction. And you'll be like, yeah, this is a type of person that I am often attracted to. But you don't know them yet, no. All right, Ange, let me put you down for, the list is growing. All right. Okay. All right, Rhoda. Let's see. Rhoda had asked, what messages do I need to hear today? All right. Rhoda, you're still here, right? I know you just wrote that you were here. Okay, I'm shuffling for Rhoda's reading. And after Rhoda, we have Mara, and then we have Ange. Okay, what messages does she need to hear today? Starting the timer now for Rhoda. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles starting off, and the Four of Wands. I feel like, first of all, like, right now you are experiencing a lot of blessings, and these are blessings that you have earned, or you deserve the good things that are coming into your life. You are deserving of good fortune that is entering your life right now. Your spirit guides want you to know. I think they're saying that, you know, you've been through, with this Tower card, you've been through perhaps some unsettling experiences. And despite those unsettling, it could be turbulent, unsettling, despite that, you have been able to maintain happiness, maintain gratitude and acceptance with the Ten of Cups. It's like you're being blessed because of your ability to continue to stay positive despite the rockiness of life that you have experienced. And there's a blessing coming into your life. I feel like this may be in the form of a man. I feel like in this case, the Emperor, because I'm clarified with the King of Cups and the Three of Cups. It feels like maybe a new person is entering your life, Rhoda. So I don't know if you're single, but it feels like maybe someone new is entering your life, or recently has entered your life. And this is a blessing that you deserve. Okay, well, if you haven't met them yet, someone new is entering your life. And I don't like to be invasive, but it feels like a man. So if you're attracted to women, maybe it's just a woman who, like, you know, has more of a masculine personality or something. But so if it hasn't happened yet, then this is a blessing that's about to come in. And they want you to know that you deserve this. I feel like this person is, they're very proud of being with you. It's like they're very proud of being with you, and they're going to be very protective of you as well. Like, this is someone who will really treasure you and be protective. They will treat you like you're a blessing. This is someone who's going to very much cherish you. And I see them sort of tending to you, like making sure that you got everything that you need or something, like being very thoughtful and conscientious towards you. Yeah, tending towards you like you would tend a flame. I don't know how else to put it. You know how I am. I speak in metaphors. Or you may not know that yet, Rhoda, but I know some other people watching do. But yeah, they're very attentive. Maybe that's what I should say. They're very attentive to you. And this person, you're very compatible with this person. I don't know if the two of you share Scorpio placements, but I'm getting a lot of Scorpio or Pluto. But in any case, what's more important here is that what helps to balance the two of you is that you understand the kind of darker sides of emotions, but you also understand that in order to see the light, in order to connect with someone, we have to be able to understand their darkness, and we also have to be able to understand our own darkness. So there's kind of a similar awareness there of maybe like the depth psychology. I do feel like you didn't ask about this, but like I do feel like the sexual connection will also be very strong, because it's based in the emotions. Like the emotional connection is what bridges the gap. And yeah, there's a very deep psychological understanding of each other. It's so freeing. It feels refreshing. You know, I was talking before in Rachel's reading that the person I see her getting with, he always knew what type of woman he wanted. But in this case, I feel it's almost the opposite. Like this person is everything that you needed, but you didn't know. It's like, but it's refreshing. It's like, wow, I didn't know that's the type of person I needed. I didn't know this is the way that I needed to feel in a connection. Yeah, and you're saying that that's very important to you to have the psychological connection, but the way that it happens, the way that you experience it with this person is still, despite that, it's still so different than what you would have expected. There's something very different. But yeah, there's a very deep emotional bond with this person. Well, they're going to really be, they're going to lose their shit falling in love with you. They are the 10 of Swords. The shared energy is the Moon, and you are the Ace. Yeah, because it's like, for this person, for this man, falling in love with you, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, but it's like sometimes falling in love can really kind of hurt. It's like shocking. It's overwhelming. But they will fall in love with you because they can tell that you are the one. I don't think it's as difficult a process for you. Like you are also recognizing like, oh, this is the one. But why is it so difficult for them? I think they're just scared. It's like, okay, this is who I'm supposed to be with. They can tell that you are the one that they're supposed to be with, but it scares them. It scares them to have to take the risk at the same time. But I mean, they will. But I feel like it's going to take this person some time to sort of work up the courage to approach you or like to pursue you. But yeah, is there anything else she should know about this person? I mean, the initial message was this is a blessing that you deserve. It's almost like after everything that you've been through, here is this person that you deserve. It's like when we're going through tough times in life, we often feel like, wow, it would be nice if I had someone to walk through this with, to help me and support me. And I think you've been through a lot of times where you didn't have that. And now this person is coming through after you've done it all on your own. And it's the blessing to you that you deserve for all of the tough times that you had to tough out. Oh, yeah, so I don't know, it reset. So I don't know if you heard the last part I said, that this man is a blessing to you for all of the tough times that you had to tough out on your own. Now you have someone coming into your life who can be beside you and be a helper and a supporter to you in a partnership. But I was asking your spirit guides, is there anything else for Rhoda to know? And I'm getting a no, so there's nothing else about this person. Anything else that she needs to know now, just in response to her initial question? Yes. Yes, I feel like what they're saying is, so sometimes in our lives, we always feel like we're trying to get to the finish line. We have goals, we're trying to achieve things, we're trying to get to the finish line. And they're kind of saying, like I clarified this set of cards with the star reversed. And I feel like what they're saying is like, you never get to the finish line. That is not the point of life. And we just want to remind you of that. There isn't a finish line that you're getting to. You may have goals that you are trying to succeed in, and you'll be successful in much of what you're going after. But remember that there is no point in our lives, the timer's going off, but let me finish this thought. there's no point in our lives when we get to the point when we say, okay, I've done it all. I've achieved it. I got to what I wanted to get. And now what? Right? What are you going to do? Retire from life? It doesn't work that way. So they're kind of just reminding you, because sometimes we can place our goals as having so much importance over our lives. And it's almost like, well, gosh, if I don't achieve this goal, then I just can't imagine, you know, like, oh, I'll feel so crushed with failure. I think what they're saying is like, don't take it so seriously. The goals that you have, you'll achieve many of them. Sometimes you might not achieve a particular goal, but either way, like, there will always be more goals. Anyway, that's just what they wanted to say there at the end. Yeah, I can relate. Okay, I don't know if you had another question that you wanted to ask. Ange had added on more money too, and I know I say in the description that you can add on more money during the reading and extend it. But I didn't do that for Ange because I'd already started someone else's. So I feel like I'm not being fair. Let's see, we have Mara, Ange. Would it be okay to do Mara, Ange, and then come back to you, Rhoda? Are you purchasing another reading? Oh, well, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. That was very nice of you. I really hope it helped. It was great to see you. I hope I see you back here at a future live stream. And remember, guys, I'm ready to do Mara's reading next. I see her next on the list, but a reminder that my new channel, which is linked to in my description, Luna by Gabby Turner, is premiering tomorrow. It's going to be totally devoted to pick-a-card readings. And for those of you who like my pick-a-card content, because people have been asking me for more of them, the new channel is going to be exclusively devoted to pick-a-card readings. And then this channel is going to, from here forward, going to only be for live streams or other content that's not pick-a-cards. So if you like my pick-a-cards, that's where to find them. All right, Mara, are you here? Thank you so much, Rhoda. Okay. Let's see, Mara's question was, how can I improve my physical and mental health? I'm going to shuffle. Hello! All right, let me give a good shuffle. So how can you improve your physical and mental health? So just as a disclaimer, I'm not a medical practitioner, nor am I a therapist, although I do have a social work degree, but I'm not licensed currently. I let my license expire. I'd have to get it again because I didn't keep up with my continuing education credits. So anyway, just with all of that in mind. We're just giving you guidance from the spirit realm today. Let me go ahead and start the timer. So how can Mara improve her? We'll start off with physical health. How can she improve her physical health? So you have the Chariot, the Three of Swords, and then the Five of Cups. Okay. Well, I kind of feel like, so do you drive, Mara? Do you have a car? Because often the Chariot can indicate an actual car. If that's the case, or if you're taking public transportation, I feel like they're saying maybe to walk more. That being in a car too often versus taking the trip on foot. Okay, so I think that they're kind of saying like an easy way to increase your physical health would be to start choosing to travel on foot more often. So maybe like for shorter trips. Gosh, sorry. My throat chakra is acting up, so I don't know if this is a sign that it's going to be difficult for me to channel this. Okay, but just around the neighborhood. I mean, I feel like the follow-up is, they're saying like, don't worry that you aren't doing enough, but since you're asking the question, that, you know, it's not like they're saying like, you're not walking enough, Mara, but the question was, how can you increase your physical health? And they're just saying that would be one way of doing it. So it's not meant as a judgment. Okay, anything else about physical health? Like, how can she increase her physical health? So I feel like they're also saying, and this might tie into the mental health part of it as well, but we have the 10 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles reversed. I feel like they're saying maybe don't stop doing so much for other people. Like there's something here about overextending yourself on behalf of other people, which is a detriment to your health on multiple levels, physical and mental. Don't overextend yourself for other people. Even like whether it's doing things for people or just doing things because you think other people would want you to, or that other people would respect you more or something. Like, don't do it on behalf of other people. Don't do it because you think people are wanting it or expecting it. Don't, in general, don't overextend yourself for other people. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's the message. I think that they're saying that this is something that you already have learned. Like maybe this has been something you've done in the past, and you've already in the past learned to not overextend yourself on behalf of other people because you know that oh, I see what they're saying. Sometimes we put other people's needs before our own, and it makes us lose a lot of ground for achieving our own goals. I think they're saying like you've already basically learned and implemented this change. This is a change you've already implemented. Okay, you've gotten a lot better about it. Yeah, they're happy. I feel like they're very happy. So I don't know if this is more advice or more just they're acknowledging what you've already done. Is there any more that you wanted to say about that? They just want you to keep that up, basically. Just keep doing that, because remind yourself of how much better you felt when you were prioritizing your own needs rather than overextending yourself. Just keep reminding yourself of that, because like sometimes when we have a tendency to do that, even if we've learned to stop or we've learned to get a lot better, it's easy to be pulled back into those habits again, because we want to be helpful to other people, right? Like it just feels like the right thing to do. But keep reminding yourself, don't lose that memory of like, oh wow, things were so much better when I stopped overextending myself. Okay, so what about mental health? How can she improve her mental health? I'm having trouble understanding this. I'll show you the cards, but I'm just trying to understand what the message is. So we have a couple of the same cards from before. We had the Three of Swords, but in reverse, the Chariot, but in reverse, the Two of Wands. So I asked, like, are you talking again about the walking? And I get a mixed answer. It's the No card is the stronger card, but they're both major arcana. So I'm like, I feel like they're saying it kind of has to do with walking. But not entirely. Okay. They're saying one of the best things you can do for your mental health is not to be a perfectionist, not to expect perfection of yourself. Right. So there's things that we, like they were saying, like we gave you the guidance before, like, if you want to improve your health, you could walk more when you have the opportunity. But now they're saying in terms of mental health, at the same time, like, be realistic and practical and don't expect perfection from yourself. So it's kind of like we have to learn the balance of, I know this seems contradictory, but I understand what they're trying to say. I'm just having a hard time formulating it. Of course, we can always improve our physical health, and one way would be to walk more. That's a guidance that they're giving you. But now that we're focusing on mental health, they're also making the point that, like, of course, walking more is beneficial, but at the same time, like, there's no need to stress yourself out in this sort of urge for perfect health or to be a perfect person in any capacity. It's kind of like, I think with the addition of the Two of Wands here, it's like, do you feel like taking a longer walk today? Or do you feel like this journey that you would normally take by car, does it really feel right? Does it feel like the energy just feels good for me to walk this when normally I would drive it? Then they're like, yeah, if that's how it feels, then do that and take that walk. But they're saying, like, don't put this added unnecessary pressure, especially pressure of perfectionism, on yourself. That makes sense because I'm really hard on myself and I feel like I have to do everything to do better. Yeah, they want you to release that. And I know that that's easier said than done because I have perfectionistic qualities as well. So I get that. But yeah, they're saying, like, do the self-improvement thing if it really feels right and it makes you feel good in the moment to do it, but not if it's coming from that place of pressure and obligation. God, I think my throat chakra is getting blocked up because some of these messages that you're asking are for me. And it's stuff that I'm having trouble integrating myself or something along those lines. Okay. Anything else for Mara for how to improve her mental health? Well, I'm getting a no. Anything else in general that you would want to say to her? I'm also getting a no. I feel like your spirit guides are saying that they feel very peaceful with the message that came through. They feel good about the message that has come through. So I hope you feel good about it as well. I look so weird in the shadows now that the sun has gone down. Okay, I hope that was helpful, Mara, and answered your questions. So I think Ange is next. And I'm gonna close it out after Ange because I have to use the bathroom and also the the sun has gone down, which limits my visibility. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Mara. All right, Ange, thank you so much for being patient. And I should have done when you added more money, I could have done it right after, whoops, your reading before, but I think I'd already started the next reading. And so I apologize for that. All right, Ange, you're asking about details on meeting my future spouse and about them. I've already done this reading for you. I don't mind answering the same question multiple times, but I do just want to point out that when we do ask the same question multiple times, it can sort of muddy the waters. But I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, we'll see what happens. All right. And were you purchasing, that was the yellow thing. So are you purchasing 20 minutes? I'm going to go ahead and put 20 minutes on the timer. Okay, did we see the year that I might meet? I do not remember. I don't remember, but we can ask that. Yeah, I don't remember specifically that part of it, but I did have a feeling you had asked about future spouse before, or that it had come up before. Okay, let me see. What year would they meet? Is this someone that, did we ask if, well, we'll just ask it now. Is this someone that she's already met up to this point, or no? So I'm getting a no. You have not met them yet. So in how many years, will they meet? 3. I'm getting 3 years. Is there anything else that she needs to know about this person? Oh, we asked who it was and it said yes to that person. Well, I don't know. I mean, that's why, like, when you ask the same questions multiple times, it can get, it's like if you throw a stone in the water, it creates these ripples. And then if you keep throwing them in the water gets muddy. So but the other part of it is, you know, like predictions in general, predictions are not my favorite use of tarot, because yes, it can be helpful to know what's coming up in our lives, but it's kind of like predicting the weather, right? The weather can definitely change. I mean, a lot of times weather predictions are accurate, and it does kind of help us to be prepared for things, but they're not always accurate. And especially the further out you go. But there's just a lot that can change. Okay, but what does she need to know about this person? So I see you as the 7 of Pentacles here. I see the shared energy as the Moon card, and I see their energy as the 9 of Swords reversed. I kind of feel like both of you, as you're waiting to come together, both of you are pining for the other, sort of. It's like you can't get settled in your lives. Like life just doesn't feel right. Having a difficult time accepting the fact that you haven't come together with the other one yet. You both are kind of feeling that energy. Can we see what I need to do to meet this person? Yes, I feel like I'm pining and wishing. Well, I think the cards are answering that. You need to have peace. You know, how to have peace is to have, I mean, to meet this person, you have to have peace. So you have to actually get out of that energy of pining. And actually, so does the other person. Both of you need to start feeling more trust that life is giving you what you need. So if life is giving you being apart from the person for now, then that is what you need. So trusting life and finding peace pulls this person towards you. And I also feel like your spirit guides are reminding you that you can't just forego the other areas of your life. There are other things that you were meant to do with your life. So if you're pining for this person, you're wasting a lot of energy that can be used to accomplish so many other things. Hello, Lily. It's nice to see you. Lily, you're going to be after Ange. And then that's going to be the last reading that I take today. But it's great to see you. And I've got about 15 minutes left with Ange here. But yeah, the pining and the wishing, we need to turn into peace and acceptance and trust, right? Trusting that the ground is firm beneath our feet, and that ground is going to lead us to this person that we're meant to be with. And so the pining and the wishing are unnecessary. We can let that go and take the energy that we were using for that and put it towards other accomplishments that we need to be putting energy into, right? It isn't just that we're shortchanging ourselves. Like, there are other things that need our attention. And when we're in the pining and the wishing, we're almost like distracting or draining ourselves away from being able to accomplish what else needs to be accomplished. And also, there's so much happiness. So I'm asking, like, what needs to be accomplished? I get the Sun card. So for one thing, and the Star, there's so much like happiness and wish fulfillment. You know what you're supposed to be doing right now, Ange, is cultivating wish fulfillment. What is it that you're wanting out of life, right? This is the time to go and make that a reality. You know, it feels a little bit like putting the cart before the horse. There's an idea like, oh, life will finally be what I've been looking for when I come together with this person. But actually, life is what you make of it now. Life is what you make of it now. And look at how much happiness. We have the Star and the Sun card, which is also a star. So much light, you know, like so much happiness. Life is what we make of it now. So what you need to do right now is to be making the most of your life and making your own dreams come true now. They're also saying we have the Death card, the Ten of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. They're also saying, like, you have to remember, like, yes, it's the time to make your dreams come true and to bring in happiness. And it's also good to acknowledge that you are still going through a transition of loss and release, right? The old life that is falling away, that's a big transition to go through. And you have to continue to complete that process of coming to the full closure with the cycle in your life that is ending. And then that is preparing you to come together and be in a successful, harmonious, cooperative partnership with this new person. But first, you have to complete the current cycle as well. So in many ways, we're trying to put the cart before the horse. Thinking about this person needing to be in our life as soon as possible is not allowing you to complete the full closure process that you're needing to complete, and it's not allowing you to see the multitude of ways that you can be creating your own happiness and creating your own wish fulfillment now, in the current moment. They're saying, you know, this partner who we're talking about that's going to come in the future, this person is a significant blessing. But they're saying your life now as you're single is also a significant blessing. And that's what we need you to understand. We need you to understand that both phases and both experiences are significant blessings for what they are. They are both absolutely necessary. They are both absolutely blessings. You know, sometimes our blessings are blessings in disguise. And once we can see what that means, it is an enlightening experience. We become more enlightened when we start to see the blessing in disguise. Oh, that is a blessing. You know, it was in disguise. It seemed like something I didn't want. But when we start to see the blessing in it, that's when we become enlightened. And they're saying it is also this enlightenment of understanding the blessing of what your life is presenting as now. Maybe you're not viewing your life as being ideal circumstances, but when you start to see that blessing, you also are starting to attract this future person. So you asked, what can you do to attract them in? So we get to a place of peace, and we get to a place of understanding that all of our circumstances are a blessing, just sometimes a blessing in disguise. And that enlightenment, that enlightened view of things draws in more of the blessings that we do know are blessings, right? We have the Four of Swords and the Hanged Man reverse. Your spirit guides are saying, listen, we're not saying that you have to be the most enlightened being on the planet in order to attract this person. It's not about enlightened in that sense of like having to become the Buddha or something. They're just saying like we become more enlightened as our awareness grows, right? So continue to grow your awareness of the importance and the significance of all phases of your life, including this current one, and see the blessings that are here now in the current experience. Because I do feel with this Queen of Wands, they're saying you are really, and the Empress reverse, they're saying that there's so much that you are shortchanging of yourself. There's so much you can be doing with your life and your experience now that would bring you so much happiness, but there is denial, right? Because you keep focusing on the future marriage as the source, but the source is you. You are the source. You're the Queen of Wands. You're the Empress. The source is you. And when you have this future relationship, this future marriage, you, the source of your own happiness, you, the source of your own wish fulfillment, will be having that beautiful, blessed experience of a relationship, of a happy, enduring marriage. But you are still the source yourself, and that's what you're denying. You're denying your own true essence, your own true power. You are the source of your happiness. You are the source of your wish fulfillment. And they're saying, we know that you do already understand this at an intellectual level, but it's about understanding it also from your heart, like really feeling that from your heart. Like, I am my own wish fulfillment. They're saying, like, be kind to that child in your heart who needs to know that they are special and that they are enough in and of themselves. When you tell yourself, I have not been completed until I have that marriage partner, you're denying that inner child the knowledge that they are enough. So you need to keep giving yourself that lesson. I am enough in and of myself. I am my wish fulfillment. I am the source of my happiness. I am the source of my wish fulfillment. And when I bring this marriage into my life, I am experiencing a partnership. I'm not experiencing my completion. I am already complete, and I am complete and living my life in tandem with another person in a way that functions effectively for me. All right, Dane, I see your question. I'm going to add you after Lily. I'm trying to close out the live stream. Can someone write in the comments that this is the last reading that I'm taking? No more readings after this? Because I can't type into the live stream, or the live chat, rather. All right. I'm kind of stumped now, Ange, about what your spirit guides are saying. That was a pretty... Okay, let me just ask them. Thank you so much, Ange. Thank you. I appreciate that. Is there anything else your spirit guides are wanting to say about that? You and this future spouse will have so much love. There will be so much love between the two of you. And but by the time the two of you come together, you will have learned, both of you, the lessons that I've just mentioned. You know, it isn't about the other person completing us. It's about the other person being an asset or a benefit to our lives. But we are whole and complete in and of ourselves. And the two of you will come together as whole persons who understand yourself as whole persons with a lot of love to give. There will be so much love in this relationship. And I think it will give both of you a sense of peace as well when you do come together, to know that you have a journey to complete together, right? The journey will be side by side. The journey at that point forward will be side by side, hand in hand. And there is a sense of security, right? There's a sense of knowing this is the person I'm going to be hand in hand with for the rest of my life. Yeah, but I'm asking your spirit guides, is there any more? And I'm getting a no at this point. I mean, they do want to emphasize the love, again, with this Ace of Cups. We've got like 3 minutes left. So, Ange, I don't know if you had any other specific questions. I'll give you a moment to ask them if you do. All right. How may we meet? Okay, let's see here. We have the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, The Knight of Cups. How do you meet? What does this mean? The Seven of Cups. Six of Cups. Well, I feel like you might know some of the same people with all of these cups. Someone that you, I feel, someone that you have known for many years. So this could be a friend or a family member. This guy meets someone that you have already known for many years. You will have known the person, like, let's say, I don't know if it's a friend or family member, but someone that you've known for a lot of years. And this guy is going to meet this person. So that's going to be, you'll meet through a third party who is a friend or family member that you have known for many years. Yeah, I'm getting the Justice card. Well, I feel really good about that. It's a confirmation. Okay, you will meet through a third person, probably a friend or family member of yours who you have known for many years. And then they will meet this person, you know, later on. And that's how they'll come into your awareness, through this third party somehow. All right, so the timer's about to go off. All right, so next is Lily. Lily, thank you so much for being patient. Is Joel my divine partner? Let me reset the timer for you here. I'm going to give you a good couple of shuffles before I start. Is Joel my divine partner? Okay. So I'm going to start off with just a yes or no. So Lily, are you ready for the truth? So I can only tell you what the cards are saying. Most of the cards are reversed, but we do get the Lovers card in the center, so that's a little bit confusing. So it is a no, but I think your spirit guides are saying there is a definite, like, let's see here. Is it a soulmate? No, I'm getting a no for that. I mean, there's definitely a very strong attraction, I will say, with the Lovers card. Like, there's a strong mutual attraction, but are they your divine partner? The answer to that is no. And it's interesting, the cards that are reversed are more like commitment cards. The Ace of Pentacles is reversed. The Ten of Wands is reversed. These are both cards that talk about, like, really investing in a relationship, or a relationship that goes the distance, that becomes very serious. So I don't know, Lily, what is your current status with him? But to me, it feels like it's not really something that's going to go the distance. But yeah, there's definitely a mutual attraction. I mean, that part of it is very true. Whoops. Yeah, so I don't know what else you wanted to know. I mean, I can kind of channel and say, what else do you need to know about Joel? Are you going to end up with a famous person? Is she going to end up with someone that she views as famous? Well, I'm getting a 3-card reversal here, so that is a no. And we have the Three of Swords reversed, the Queen of Swords reversed, and the Hierophant reversed. I feel like they're kind of saying, like, that isn't really what would be best for you anyway. So your spirit guides are saying, we hope that that does not hurt your feelings, that you're not going to end up with a famous person. But yeah, I mean, the answer is no. Trying to understand what this Queen of Swords reversed means. Yeah, it's a no. Like I said, I can only tell you what the cards are saying. If all the cards are reversed, that is a no. But this Queen of Swords reversed is clarified by the Tower and the Two of Pentacles. I feel like these famous people couldn't handle you anyway, Lily. You're too smart for them. You're too smart or too, like, uninhibited, maybe, with the Tower and the Two of Pentacles. Like, I kind of feel like what they're saying, and also there's the Hierophant. You know, like, when people become famous, there are these certain expectations, like decorum or something that is expected. Like, it inhibits you in a lot of ways, and I feel like you don't want to be put in that box, you know? Like, it wouldn't be good for you to be in that box. Is Joel, are you still talking about Joel? Because yes, I mean, he is definitely attracted to you. I can ask more about it. Okay. Is Joel attracted to her? I mean, to me, I've already seen it as a yes, but tell me more about Joel's attraction to her. I feel like it's something that he doesn't talk a lot about because his energy is the Seven of Swords. So he doesn't really talk a lot about it to other people. We have the Ten of Wands reversed as the shared energy, and your energy is the Ten of Swords reversed. Is he attracted to you? The Lover's card at the beginning already tells me that it is a mutual attraction, but let me try to understand. So this is kind of what I'm feeling here. I feel like he... There is someone either that he is involved in a serious relationship with, or someone he sees a future with, but he's trying to run from it because that's reversed, the Ten of Pentacles. And you are almost like a sort of mental comfort that he turns to. He appreciates his attraction to you because it gives him a sort of mental escape from this serious relationship that he's running from. It could be a relationship he's already in, or one that he feels is on the horizon, like, I'm supposed to settle down with this person over here, but I don't know, I'm having cold feet, and so I like to turn to my thoughts of Lily as a form of comfort. I think in a strange way, like, you may or may not see it this way, but I feel like with this Ten of Wands being the shared energy, you both might have a little bit of cold feet regarding commitment. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Wands reversed. I don't even know what I'm talking about here. But I feel like there's something here where both of you are trying to avoid having bad experiences in romance. So there's a lot of running, perhaps, that both of you do. And your energy is Eight of Cups reversed, Ten of Swords reversed. I don't know, there's a feeling of kind of getting stuck sometimes. You might get stuck sometimes, not like, it's like you get an attraction to someone, but it doesn't become a relationship. And maybe that's almost a repeating pattern of, I feel there's this mutual attraction, but it's not turning into a relationship. You will eventually get to a relationship, but I feel like your spirit guides are kind of saying, like, you have a little bit of a commitment phobia yourself, because I think it's on your end, it might be a little bit of, I'm afraid of getting trapped in a cage or something. Or I'm afraid that I'm going to have to subdue my own light. Like, am I going to have to lessen myself in some way in order to be in a relationship. Well, I have to subdue certain parts of myself. But in any case, you're saying, oh my. So we've got 2 minutes left. Yeah, you are. Okay, tell us more about his attraction to her. He does imagine being in a relationship with you. I don't think that he will actually pursue that because we have the Three of Wands in reverse. And I think that part of the reason he wouldn't is because he knows that you don't want to be a bird in a cage. It's like, if you love them, let them go. That's kind of how he sees you. He doesn't want to cage you. And he feels like putting you in a relationship would almost be caging you, and that would be unfair to you. Whereas this other person wants to be caged, or they want the relationship. They want all of that. I don't know. This is just how he's reading you. But yeah, he likes the idea. You know, he imagines it sometimes, sort of fantasizes about being in a relationship to you, and he likes the idea of it. But it's almost, you know, well, I've already kind of said it. He feels like it would almost be wrong to do that to you or something. Yeah. He loves, I would say that he loves you. He loves you like he loves the essence of who you are. And I feel like he learns a lot from you in some way. Like you're just shining your light and he's kind of learning from it. I don't know. It's like you bring some sort of self-awareness. You do bring enlightenment. We get the Hermit card in the Tower. Like, I wanted to say enlightenment, and then I pulled cards to make sure. He feels like you bring some sort of enlightenment or greater awareness. Like, oh, you shine a light on the things that I need to know and understand just by being yourself. All right, so the timer has gone off, Lily. And then we have my last reading here, which is Dane, I believe. Dane, are you still here? Lily, I hope that that was helpful and that gave you the information that you needed. I want to thank you so much for stopping by. It's great to see some new names here today. All right, so Dane, your question was whether or not you are psychic. So I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock. And so obviously you have time to ask other things as well. Okay, is Dane psychic? Okay, so please hear this out because I feel like this is a positive message, but the initial answer is no because we have 3 cards reversed. But the cards that we do have do show that you have a talent for discernment. We have the Queen of Wands reversed, the Star reversed, and the Temperance card reversed. So like you are someone who has a knack for maybe learning spiritual knowledge. This is giving me more, why were they reversed? Just to give us the no, or, yeah, they were reversed just to give us to know, just to tell us that the answer is no to your question about being psychic. But you do have all of this energy in its upright form. Like you are a very spiritually knowledgeable person, and you're someone who is very adept at gaining in your own spiritual knowledge, and also disseminating your spiritual knowledge that you have gained to other people. Does that make sense? You know, I was saying this before, but the Temperance card and the Queen of Wands, they both relate to Sagittarius, and Sagittarius has to do with being a philosopher, being someone, you know, like who's involved with the clergy, things like that. So in other words, someone who can put their mind to exploring these topics of what are the big answers? You know, like what is life all about? Like what are the spiritual truths, basically? And then we have the star card, which to me just kind of enhances that energy. Like you are connected to these greater spiritual truths very, 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 very strongly. I mean, this is such a great set of cards. So I would think almost like rather than psychic, you're like a spiritual teacher or spiritual guru, or you definitely have the potential of being that. Someone who brings spiritual truths into the world in a way that other people could really understand and appreciate and learn and grow from. Anything else that he needs to know? So we have the Emperor, we have the Moon reversed, and we have the Eight of Cups reversed. I feel like, you know, your spirit guides are saying, like, to be you and to be uniquely who you are as an individual is very important. The fact that you are not psychic per se, we have the Moon card reversed, does not mean that you don't still have your gut instincts or that you're not still attuned. You can still be guided, because your spirit guides are saying, like, anyone can find that sort of connection to help them find their way in life, right? Like, I'm being reminded of the three wise men. They were following this, whatever star they were following, I don't know. But that's basically using astrology, right? It's still a way of finding that guidance and using that guidance to find your way. But they're saying, like, you have a way of doing this that is not exactly psychic, but you're still able to discern greater truths. You know, like even with astrology, people can make predictions and whatnot. Or like with the three wise men, they were able to find where baby Jesus was by following the stars. I don't know if you had any other questions, Dane. Do you want to say anything else about the topic at hand? Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it's helpful. So they're saying no, they don't have anything else to say here about what you've already asked. So, I don't know, we have 5 minutes left. 5 and change. So, is there anything else? Let me see if there's anything else they want to talk to you about. And then if you have other questions, go ahead and type them. Yeah, there's nothing pressing. There's no pressing message that they have to give to you, other than they do strongly want you to know that you are so loved and you are guided. Your spirit guides definitely find ways to guide you in life. You are very connected to guidance. It's just, again, that they wouldn't call it so much as psychic guidance as I don't know, you are able to discern the truths that you need to discern. Oh, will you get an RV in the near future? Well, I love that question. Okay, will they get an RV in the near future? Well, gosh, I'm getting a no. I've got one card up right. I feel like you could afford it if you wanted to. We have the King of Pentacles, but it's like maybe you're just not taking that leap with the Tower reversed. Two of Pentacles reversed, you might be convincing yourself that you can't afford it or something, but you could. LOL, oh no, does that mean you don't agree? Like, to me, it feels like you could afford it if you wanted, and you're just not pulling the trigger on it. Why? Maybe you're just not convinced yet that it's totally what you want. You're still feeling it out. But I do feel like you could afford one in the near future. We could, but my husband wants to wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I live in my van, so I don't know. I kind of like the idea of living in an RV or something. I think what I would prefer is more of a van conversion, so people wouldn't necessarily know that I was living in it, but RV would definitely be a bit roomier, obviously. All right, 3 minutes left. Is there anything else you wanted to ask about? Well, at least I was accurate when I said that you could afford it. So that has been confirmed. Okay. Well, Dana, it was so good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by, and to everyone else who has shown up or who is still here. I appreciate you so much. Happy New Year. I hope you have a blessed 2025. Remember my new pick a card channel, Luna by Gabby Turner. You can find the link to it in the description if you want to subscribe so you get the video that's coming out tomorrow. And then I've got 3 videos per week. I've got a whole bunch of content already recorded and scheduled to post for the next 6 weeks. And I'll keep making content, but I just wanted to have things scheduled in advance so that there's always new content coming out. So if you like my pick a card tarot readings, you'll definitely want to follow my new channel, because that's where all of the pick a card content will be going from now on. So thanks again, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope everyone has a wonderful time ringing in the new year tonight. I will hopefully be sleeping soundly, because Lord knows I'm having trouble sleeping. Probably be in bed at the very least, but all right. Best wishes to everybody. Bye.